Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is a set on data interpretation. We have already discussed one data set, which was a simple one, a bar graph. And in today's class, we'll be talking about a data set which is a bit complex considering the information that is given to us. And it's an interesting data set also. It's again a bar graph, but it's an interesting one. Okay, it uses the concept of successive percentage change, something that we have already discussed in percentages. Okay, so as I've already told you in my first video on data interpretation that there are a couple of topics which you have to be crystal clear about if you want to score good in data interpretation. Of course, interpreting data is another thing which we are discussing in all these videos, but apart from that you need to be very good with the concept of percentages, statistics, ratios. Okay, because the questions are usually formed on whatever concepts you have covered in topics such as percentages, stats and all that. Okay, in these videos, apart from discussing the basics of data interpretation, we'll also be solving some questions so that you can understand what type of questions can be asked. All right. Okay, so without wasting your time any further, let me show you the data set. So what you will be doing is you will be pausing the video. You will be you'll try to understand what this data set is all about. You're gonna jot down your points the same way you did for the previous video, and then you're gonna play back the video and understand my interpretation and analyze whether we both are on the same lines or no. All right. Alright, so pause the video and please try and understand and take your time. You don't have to rush. Okay, take your time because this is the phase where we are like learning things. So we have a lot of time. So pause the video and try this one. Alright, let's see what this data set is all about. So first thing is, as I've already told you, the first thing that I read is the heading, and that is the percentage change in the number of PS5 players from 2021 to 2028. So this gives me the percentage change in the number of players. All right. So what this basically means is that, let's say suppose there are X players at the start of 2021. There would be some value. Okay. Or let's suppose even you start with zero, doesn't matter. So let's suppose there are like X number of players at the start of 2021. Then by the end of 2021, the number went by 8% because it says 8, and this will become 1.08x because it tells you that it is the percentage change. It tells you that it's the percentage change, so that on my y-axis I cannot have anything apart from percentage. The heading itself tells me that it's about the percentage change, and then heading also tells me about the years, which means that this is basically the percentage change. And this, of course, on the horizontal axis, this has to be years. It can't be anything else. It's not possible. Okay. So coming back to it, so let's suppose at the start of 2021, we have like X number of PS5 players. So in the year 2021, the number went up by 8%, or there was a change of positive 8%. Now, at the start of 2022, you will not have X players again, you will have 1.08 X players. You will have 1.08 X players, and now this increment of 4%, or the percentage change of 4% is over 1.08. It is over 1.08. So that will simply become 1.08 into 1.04, which will give you a value of 1.1232x, which will give you a value of 1.1232x. Or if someone asks like what is the overall percentage change from the start of 2021 to the end of 2022, you will say there is a percentage change of 12.32%, because you started with x and you went up to 1.1232x, so that will be like 0.1232x by x into 100%, that is 12.32%. Now in 2023 there is no change, so the value will remain as it is. The value will remain as it is. Now at the start of 2024, the value will be again 1.1232x, and now there is a decrement of 6%. So if someone asks you like what is the value at the end of 2024, so you will say it's 1.1232 multiplied by 0.94, and that is 1.055x, and so on and so forth. The cycle continues. What is x? It's not given to us in the question. So point number 1, what type of questions can be asked? All the questions that will be asked will be based on percentage change. There will be no question on absolute value unless an absolute value is given to us in the question. Because let's suppose if I ask you like how many PS5 players were there in the year 2025, you can't calculate that. But if I give you that there were like, let's suppose 1000 players, there were 1000 PS5 players at the start of 2026. Find out the number of PS5 players at the start of 2025. Then you can calculate that value. You can say that, okay, at the start of 2025, let there will be X number of players. There's an increment of 4%, which means 1.04x will be the total number of players at the start of 2026, which is given to me as 1000. Then you can calculate the value. So either your questions will be entirely based on percentage change, because as I've already told you that percentage is it's a relative quantity. Okay, and there will be no questions on the absolute value unless and until an absolute value is given to us. So these are the two things. All right. Okay. Okay, I have a question to ask, or okay, let me ask you here itself. You can pause the video and you can think about it. So first question is, okay, let me give you that in the form of quantity comparison. That will make it much more interesting. So I have quantity A, I have quantity B. So number of PS5 players at the end of, or rather than end, let's use the word start, that would be at the start of 2022, and PS5 players at the start of 2026. Okay, this is players. Why I'm giving you this question? Because I just want to analyze, and I just want you also to understand whether you have understood this graph in depth or no. If you are able to solve this question correctly with the correct approach, then yes, you have understood this graph. So pause the video and draw this one. So quantity A represents number of PS5 players at the start of 2022. Quantity B represents number of PS5 players at the start of 2026. Pause the video and draw this question, please. All right, let's try this one. So the D is not the answer. If you have got D as the answer, like you may have this thought in mind. You just told us that if there are no absolute values, then how can we actually compare them? We do not know, right? Okay, let's try and understand. So let's say there are like X number of players at the start of 2022, and X can have any positive value, or let's say it can, no, it can't be zero now. So because already there is an 8% increment. So X can be any value, 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever the value is. Okay. So you started with X number of players at the start of 2022, and in the year 2022, the number went up by 4%, which means at the end of 2022, the value will become 1.04x. And this value will continue for the year 2023 because there is no change in the year 2023. At the start of 2024, the value will still be 1.04x. Now in the year 2024, the value is decreasing by 6%, which means now the value will become 1.04 multiplied by 0.94, and that will be 0.9776. Which means at the start of 2025, the number of players is 0.9776 x also. Now this value went up by 4% in the year 2025, which means by the end of the year 2025, the value will become 1.016x, which will be the value at the start of 2026. Now, no matter what the value of x is, no matter what the value of x is, since we know that x is positive, 1.016x will always be greater than x. It will always be greater than x. Hence, the answer to this question becomes B. Hence, the answer to this question becomes B. Alright then, let's move on to the questions. Now we have a detailed understanding of the entire dataset, so we simply have to solve the questions now. The questions will be easy now since we have understood the basics. So let's see what the first one is. If at the start of 2022, X players were playing PS5, comment on the number of players playing PS5 at the beginning of 2026. I think this is the same question that we just discussed. So at the start of 2022, we took it to be X. So at the end of, sorry, at the start of 2026, it came out to be 1.016x. So this is 1.016x. So number of PS5 players in 2002 is less than the number of PS5 players at the start of 2006. We can say this. If they ask you like find out the overall percentage change, if the question was like find the overall percentage change, then again you could have used these values and you could have said that all right, the overall percentage change would have been 1.016x minus x divided by x into 100%, so that will be like 1.6%. This is another thing that you could have done. This is another question which could have been asked. Alright, what's the next one? What was the total percentage change in the number of PS5 players from the start of 2021 to the start of 2020? This would be 2024, my bad. 2024. What was the total percentage change in the number of PS5 players from the start of 2021 to the start of 2024? Alright, so I'll just have to do those calculations again. I did that in the start if I remember it correctly. Let's just quickly do that. So I started off with a value x. So increasing it by 8%, it became 1.08x. Then again at the start of 2022, it will be 1.08x. Then it increased by 4%, so it's 1.08 into 1.04, that is 1.1232x. Then there is 0%, so it's 1.1232x again, and then at the start it will be 1.1232x again. So what's the question? What is the overall percentage change? Yes, so the overall percentage change will be 1.1232x minus x by x into 100%, and that will simply be like 12.32%. So it will be 12.32%. Okay. Which of the following statements are correct from the given data? The number of players at the end of 2021 was same as the number of players at the start of 2025. Okay, this would be players. I think users is not the right word. Number of players at the end of 2021, end of 2021 is like start of 2022, was the same as the number of players at the start of 2025. Start of 2022. This is the start of 2022. Because end of 2021 is like start of 2022. Was same as the number of players at the start of 2025. So start of 2025 is end of 2024. End of 2024, I need to calculate that, and that will be like 1.1232x, and it's decreasing by 6%. So I'm going to multiply 1.1232x by 0.94, and this will give me a value of 1.055x. So which of them is greater? This one is greater. The bottom line is they are not equal, right? They are not equal. This is out. Okay, what's the second one? Percentage increase in the number of PS5 players from the start of 2025 to the end of 2026 was greater than the percentage increase in 2027. Percentage increase in the number of PS5 players from the start of 2025 to end of 2026. Start of 2025 to end of 2026. Okay. So start of 2025 to end of 2026. So from here I have to go here. So there's a successive increase of 4 and then 8%. So it will be 4 plus 8 plus 4 into 8, that is 32 by 100. That will be 12.32%. So if you start with a value P at the start of 2025, then at the end of 2026, you'll reach a value of 1.1232P. Okay. So it says that the percentage increase in the number of PS5 players from the start of 2025 to the end of 2026 was greater than the percentage increase in 2027. Now the percentage increase in 2027 is 12.5%, so which is a higher quantity, which means the B part is also incorrect, or the second statement is also incorrect. Alright, the third statement is the number of PS5 players were maximum at the end of 2028. So let's go back to the graph. So how do I conclude that? So this is 1.055x. I started with x. I went as high as 1.1232. Then I fell down to 1.055. So at the start of 2025, the value will be 1.055x. Then it will be increased by 4%. So this will become 1.098x. Okay, because it's increased by 4%, which means at the start of 2026, it's 1.098x. Then it's gonna again increase by 8%. So I'm gonna multiply this by 1.08, which means this value will become 1.185x. Now, at this point of time, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to solve it further. I've got my answer. Why? See, understand, I started with x, it went up, it went as far as 1.12, then it went down, and now it has again gone up to 1.18, and I know that 1.18 is greater than 1.12. Now for 2027, there is a positive change, which means the value is going to increase again. And for 2028, again there is a positive change, which means the value is going to increase again. Right? So this value is going to be higher than 1.18, whatever the value is, 1.185x. And this value, 2028, at the end of 2028, it will be higher than the value of 2027 because it's a positive change. Had the change in 2028 was negative, had the change in 2028 was negative, in that case your answer was the number of the number of PS5 players are maximum by the end of 2027. If this change in 2028 was negative, since it is positive, then the number of PS5 players are greater by the end of 2028. Okay, so that means third statement is correct. The overall percentage change is maximum. If we talk about year by year basis, then the maximum percentage change comes in the year 2027, no denying on that part. But the number of PS5 players are maximum by the end of 2028 because again there is a positive change. If you increase 1% also of whatever the value is at the end of 2027, it's a positive change, right? So the value will increase. Alright, so as you can see that there is no question which was asked based on absolute values because there are no values given to us. If in case they had to ask a question on absolute value, then they had to like give you some absolute value. Like for example, just to make the question difficult, I can ask you like there were a total of 535 million players by the end of 2026. Find the number of players at the start of 2021. So you'll say, okay, I started with x, I am ending with 1.185x, so 1.185x is equal to 535 million. Then from here you can calculate the value of x. So basically it all depends upon the question, what the question has been asked. All right, okay. Anyways, I hope you have learned something new for this data set. Anyways, if you have any doubts, if you have any concerns in this data set, you can always let me know. You can put that in the comment box. You can WhatsApp me or you can mail me also. Alright then guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that for more videos and exam related content on SAT, GMAT and GRE. If you're looking for any personalized classes for the same, then you can always contact us on the below given WhatsApp or on the mail ID. And thank you so much once again for all your support. And keep watching and keep learning, guys. Okay, thank you so much.